Hello and welcome back to coverage of YCS Bologna. I'm here with Jordan Gallagher. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem at all.
So, Jordan, you're here today to tell us about the Unchained deck. So I've seen you playing it at a couple of events recently. So, how long have you been playing it for? What have you been doing?
I've been playing Unchained for like a couple months at this point. Yeah, I played it at YCS Dortmund, and I've been playing it a couple of regionals that I attended, and local events, of course. Yep, it's just my favorite deck of the format right now.
Okay, and just as an overview, how would you describe the deck? What do you like about it? What does it do?
It's like a kind of mid-rangey combo deck. It does combos, but it doesn't end on massively huge oppressive boards with tons of negates. It ends on like a small board that has a resource game that interacts with your opponent a good amount. That like the board is completely breakable. It doesn't make unbreakable boards, but you just interact with your opponent and you grind each other out, and like you usually can like win if you play it correctly.
Okay, so should we have a look at some of the different cards and some of the combo lines? So
Yeah, sure.
what's a kind of standard combo for the deck?
So the standard combos are usually two-card. Like the entire deck is almost always two-card combos. There's only like one specific one-card combo, which is Tour Guide from the Underworld. The rest are all two-card combos, and it usually involves drawing an Unchained trap or the spell. You play the Wailing of the Unchained as well, plus like a way to destroy it. So there's multiple ways in the deck that destroy your own cards, such as Aruha, the new one from Julius Nexus, the Sharvara. And then the other way to destroy it is also Rakea, the Unchained monsters themselves. And then there's a supplementary engine of the DDD package we play, which also helps you trigger your own cards by destroying them. So like a bunch of these are all two-card combos, like the most standard of which is like this. I can show if you'd like.
Yeah, let's have a go.
Yeah, sure. So two-card combo of Aruha plus trap. So we'll go for escape at this point. Usually it doesn't matter which trap you have because you get access to the other one during the combo. You would set it, and then Aruha can summon itself from your hand by destroying a set card or a fiend. Aruha specifically destroys any card, but we'll just set the trap and destroy it. And then when the trap is destroyed, it special summons an Unchained monster from your deck. So usually we go for Shayama here. This is because it's better into like hand traps and such. Shayama's effect on field lets you destroy a fiend monster or a set card, and then I can optionally choose to destroy a spell trap or not. So you can use Shayama to destroy the Aruha, even if there's no spell trap you'd like to destroy, just because you want to trigger Aruha's graveyard effect.
So if I had a face down here,
Yeah, going second if there's a face down, I can destroy it. So it helps like back row removal as well for the deck. So we destroy the Aruha, and then Aruha's effect triggers and special summons from the deck. You can summon Sharvara, and then you would use these to perform a link summon of Unchained Soul of Yama. So Yama's effect, when it's summoned, searches your deck or graveyard for an Unchained monster, and then Sharvara will also trigger. When it's sent to graveyard, it sets an Unchained trap from your deck. So you can go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and we can set the other trap card that we didn't open in our combo, the Abominable Chamber, and then the Yama can also search. So in this instance, because we didn't use our normal summon, there's multiple ways you can go about it. Usually you can go for a Rakea here, but there's multiple ways that this combo goes. We can go for Rakea and we can normal summon it. Use Rakea's effect, we can destroy the set card and trigger its effect to summon from the deck. We can get the Unchained Twin Sarama. And then there's multiple ways we can go from here, but usually one of the safer ways is just to link these two off, make our Unchained Soul of Rage. We can use our Sarama's effect to set the chamber from our graveyard and destroy our Soul of Rage. Soul of Rage effect triggers and adds a fiend monster from your grave to your hand. So add the Sharvara back to our hand. And then we can use the graveyard effect of our Shayama after resolution. It destroys a set card or a fiend, summons itself from grave. And then this triggers the Sarama, which can summon one from deck. And we get another copy of the Sharvara. And then you would overlay these two into your DDD High Wave King Caesar. So, like I said, it doesn't make big flashy boards. This is what the board ends on, but it is a lot of interaction. So we'll just go through it. We've got Caesar, which is two negates of things which include an effective special summon. It's because it's not once per turn. You detach material, negate, and destroy. We have the Reborn trap card, Abominable Chamber, which can reborn the Soul of Rage during our opponent's turn. And then Soul of Rage can be used to link summon with one of our opponent's monsters.
So if I summon a monster, you can link with it?
Yep, so any special summon monster, Rage can target it and link with it. And we can make, there's a few options, but usually the best one to make is obviously from Age of Overlord, it's SP Little Knight. It's a really powerful card. On summon, you can target a card on grave or field and banish it, and then obviously it has the second effect, which makes it really powerful. But also, there's another layer of interruption which a lot of people overlook is when we use our Caesar at any point, we're detaching this Sharvara, which triggers and sets an Unchained trap from our deck. So then we also have the hand interruption of Sharvara, so we can use Sharvara to destroy our set trap, trigger the trap card in the graveyard, and because this is a 2-card combo, we obviously have other cards in our hand, and we can summon the Abominable Soul. And then when it's summoned, it also can discard a card to destroy any card on the field, non-targeting.
So that sounds like a ton of interruptions, because it looked quite small. You just had one trap and the Caesar, but so then from this, everything.
Yeah, from that, there's 2 interruptions here. There's one by linking off your opponent's monster with Rage, another with the Little Knight Banish, another with the Little Knight Tag Out, and then another with the Soul of Rage Destroy.
And this Caesar as well, when it's sent to the graveyard.
Yeah, so when it's sent to the graveyard, if they're destroying it out on your board, which they frequently do because this deck doesn't put up insane interruptions, it also adds you follow-up. There's another reason why we run the supplementary DDD engine. It will add you the DDD Dark Contract from your deck to your hand.
So you can use that again next turn to
you can use that again next turn, and you also have your Shyama in the graveyard as follow-up because you overlay with it. Usually if you don't overlay with it, it would go to the bottom of your deck. Because you overlay with it, it will go to your graveyard, so you have that in the graveyard as an interruption, or as a follow-up rather, to destroy any card, bring itself back, and start comboing on your next turn.
Wow, so this sounds like, you get quite a lot, and this was only 2 cards.
Yes.
And as you said, you can do pretty much the same thing if you start with just the tour guide, right?
Yeah, you can do that as well. If you'd like to see the tour guide combo, it's almost identical once you get to a certain point, but...
we could see maybe just how you start it, and then...
no problem. Yep, so just one tour guide. Normal summon, use its effect. So the deck plays Fiendish Rhino Warrior, and the reason for this is that when it's sent to graveyard, it sends a Fiend from your deck to the graveyard. So when we link these 2 off, Yama only requires 2 Fiend monsters. So we get to summon Unchained Lord Yama, and this triggers the search, and we trigger a Rhino to send from deck to graveyard. Rhino sends the Sharvara, and the Lord Yama adds the Aruha to her hand. And then the Sharvara triggers and sets a trap. If you don't open a trap, you don't have access to both traps this way. The usual way we usually go, which is the safest route, is to go via the chamber. We set the chamber. Then we can use our Aruha in hand. We destroy the set card.
So here, because you remember, I think last time you started with just these 2.
Yes.
And then Tour Guide's got you that plus a bonus.
Yeah, so Tour Guide, by using our normal summon, we've gotten to the start of the last combo, which was the Aruha plus trap, and we have just an extra body on the field. So we don't need to use our normal summon later when we get the Rekia like we did in the last combo. So once we get to this point, it's pretty much identical. Where we go the Aruha, we pop the trap, and we summon the Shyama. And then this time we use the Shyama to destroy the Aruha, and we get the Sarama. And from here, it's basically the same combo. You link these into the Rage. The Sarama sets the trap card by destroying the Rage. And the Rage adds back the Sharvara. Shyama destroys the Sarama, and you get another Sharvara from deck, and make the Caesar, which is, so it's the exact same end board from 1 card instead of 2.
Oh, so it sounds like a bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, so obviously it's better to draw a tour guide on its own, but yeah, you just need more ways to combo.
So let's imagine I'm your opponent now.
Yep.
So if I've got an Effect Veiler or an Infinite Impermanence or something like that in my hand, what should I be thinking? Should I be using it? When should I use it?
So Effect Veiler and Infinite Impermanence are a little different versus this deck. Infinite Impermanence, because it has the capability of being used on your own turn, it adds a little bit of consideration to this. It depends on your deck. If your deck struggles specifically with the DDT High King Wave Caesar, which is because it is 2 interrupts on its own, a lot of people choose, if they have Infinite Impermanence and only Infinite Impermanence, to not use it during the Unchained player's first turn and save it for their own turn, and then use it to negate the High King Caesar. So it kind of blanks 2 of the interrupts, and then you just have to play through the Rage setup. Effect Veiler, generally the best way to Effect Veiler this deck is obviously if they start Tour Guide, that's your ideal target, would be the Effect Veiler on the Tour Guide. If they don't start Tour Guide, then it would be the Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. because it just generates you the follow-up or the way to continue your combo by adding from deck or grave. But yeah, those are generally the best targets for it.
Okay, and if I'm scared of playing against the Unchained deck, well, what should I put in my side deck?
Side deck, so Nibiru is pretty good against the deck. It doesn't completely destroy it. There aren't many things that are completely destroy this deck. That's one of the reasons why I like this deck. It's very mid-rangey. It can deal with a lot of options. There's not like massive things that you particularly instantly lose to. There are just generally strong cards like Nibiru. If you can pair Nibiru with other hand traps, that can help you a lot. Common thing that people like to do is Bestials, because the Unchained Yama is a dark monster. So if you do your combo in a specific way, like the generalized standardized combos put the Yama in the grave kind of early, and then you get to, if you get to Bestial this and summon, specifically Bestial Druisworm is quite hard for this deck to deal with, because when it's sent to graveyard, it just gets to send one of your cards to grave, and this deck likes things being destroyed rather than sent. So Druisworm is quite a standard side deck card for this deck, because it removes the follow-up that Yama generates you and just puts an annoying body on the field. DD Crow is also kind of popular because the graveyard effect of Shayama is particularly powerful in this deck. It just generates the rank 6 on its own a lot of the time, and removing this from the grind game of this deck can be really strong.
So you just run the one copy of that?
Yeah, so this is just generally a one-off because it's not really something you want to draw. It's a part of your engine that you want to summon from your deck and get access to via comboing.
And this is one of the rare Fiend water monsters. I don't know any other Fiend waters.
Rakea himself, the other Unchained monster, yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know any other Fiend water monsters than Rakea and Shayama.
So do you have any top tips for somebody just learning the Unchained deck?
Top tips just generally would be to play the deck kind of safely. There are these combos I've showcased, there are ways to do it which end on more interrupts than what I've showed you, which I could show you if you want, but they play particularly badly into specific hand traps. One of the main ones is Nibiru. Most of those combos I've showed you are kind of sugar-proofed to try and help you beat Nibiru itself. But there are ways where you can do more greedier combos which end you on 1 extra interrupt, but play really badly into Nibiru and would end you on 0 interrupts into Nibiru versus ending on 3.
So you prefer to take a slightly safer route?
Yeah, I would say that edging on the safer route is the better way to play this deck.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Jordan.
Yeah.
That's it for our Unchained combo tutorial. Thanks to Jordan, and keep following for more live coverage of YCS Bologna.